Welcome to the Grassroots Weekend Preview. I'm your host, Beth. Flowers are blooming, days are getting longer and the beaches are beckoning. Yep, it's getting closer to time for the AIHL finals. So let's get the show started with a look at what happened in the league last week. Last week's round of AIHL action got off to an early start with the final Battle of Sydney for the season taking place on Friday night. This switch in schedule did wonders for the crowd, filling up more seats than any other game played at Macquarie this season. The Ice Dogs struck first in front of a packed arena and took a 1-0 lead into the first intermission. The Dogs struck again with a power play goal, but the last minute of the second period was a serious goalapalooza, with the Bears scoring twice in 20 seconds to tie the game up at 2-2, before the Ice Dogs restored a 1-goal lead 15 seconds later, taking the 3-2 lead into the second break. It all came down to the final period. The Bears tied the game up at 3-3 just before the halfway mark and continued to score 2 more to take the 5-3 win and claim victory over the Wilson Cup, the trophy now awarded to the winner of the Battle of Sydney series. Saturday night saw the Ice Dogs hit the highway on their way to Canberra to battle the Brave and sub-zero temperatures. If you weren't there for the first period, you missed a heck of a game. The Ice Dogs opened the scoring, but it wasn't long until the CBR Brave replied. Minutes later, CBR scored again, the first in what would be another goal rush, with the Ice Dogs scoring 2 of their own within the next 60 seconds. The first intermission saw the visitors take a 3-2 lead into the dressing room. The second period was almost scoreless. Almost. The Ice Dogs found the back of the net with 47 seconds left for what would be the last goal of the game and icing the 4-2 victory in their favour. The North Stars made their way from Newcastle to Melbourne for a double-header against the league leaders and their longest rivals, the Melbourne Ice. The North Stars found the net first and held a 1-0 lead into the last 2 minutes of the opening period, before the Ice tied the game. Seconds later, Newcastle restored their 1-goal lead and the scoreboard read 2-1 in their favour heading into the first intermission. The second period was an even contest until the last 3 minutes when the wheels fell off for Newcastle. Melbourne Ice scored 3 quick goals to take a 4-2 lead into the second intermission. The third period opened the goal-scoring floodgates, with the Ice scoring 3 goals to the North Stars 2, the home side taking the win with a final score of 7-4. Sunday had the North Stars looking for points and redemption. At first it looked like it might happen, with Newcastle taking an early lead once again. It didn't last long, however, and the Melbourne Ice tied the game, both teams sitting at 1 apiece at the end of 1. Melbourne Ice took the lead in the second period and extended their lead in the third, taking the 4-1 win and all 6 points for the weekend, leaving Newcastle's finals hopes on very thin ice. Adelaide sidelined the adrenaline for the Avalanche as they celebrated their Heritage Weekend with a double-header against the Perth Thunder. The home side got off to a crushing start on Saturday, opening the scoring just seconds after the opening face-off, and then doubled their lead minutes later. Perth managed to break the shutout just before the intermission, but Adelaide held their 2-1 lead at the end of the first period. They added to that in the second frame, scoring 2 more before Perth replied with a goal of their own to make the score read 4-2 in the home team's favour. Perth rallied for another goal in the final period but were unable to find the equaliser, and Adelaide took the 3-4 win. Sunday saw Thunder strike first, with Perth taking a 1-0 lead into the locker room at the end of the first period. The visitors extended their lead out to 2-0 halfway through the second period, but the adrenaline replied to halve the lead before the second intermission. Perth would score 2 more times in contrast to Adelaide's single, and the Perth clinched their place in the AIHL finals with a 4-2 win. After 16 weeks of competition, Melbourne Ice are in first place with 56 points and have clinched a finals berth, and Perth Thunder in second with 45 points and are also through to the finals. CBR Brave remain in third with 37 points, and the Mustangs cling on to fourth place with 34 points. This weekend we'll see fewer games, but there's still plenty on the line. On Saturday, the Mustangs get their New South Wales road trip started with a trip to Macquarie to take on the Ice Dogs, before heading to Newcastle on Sunday to face the North Stars. These 2 games will have a significant impact on who makes it through to the finals in the hotly contested 4th spot. While their rink mates are in New South Wales, the Melbourne Ice get off the freeway a little earlier and spend their weekend in Canberra with a double-header against the Brave, who are looking to clinch their spot in the finals. The Northern Tropical Thunder Roller Derby tournament is taking place at Townsville PCYC this weekend. This tournament sees roller derby leagues from Queensland and the Northern Territory meeting to battle it out over 2 days and highlight some fantastic derby action. Tickets will be available at the door. Single-day passes are $10 for adults and $5 for kids, and weekend passes are $20 for adults and $10 for kids. Under 12s can get into the tournament for free. And that's it for this week's weekend preview. Don't forget to connect with us on social media. Grassroots_AU on Twitter, Grassroots_sports on Instagram, and Grassroots Sports on Facebook. Keep up to date on what's happening in emerging sport via our website, grassroots-sports.com.au. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you next Friday for another Grassroots Weekend Preview.